Hey Daria! So, first of all, Merry Christmas. Second of all, Happy New Year. And third of all, please forgive me. So, I know I haven't made a video in like 10,000 years, and I told you in passing it's because I've been busy, but I'm gonna break it down and tell you exactly how busy I've been. Around the time that you uploaded your video was when exams started at college, and so I was suddenly preoccupied with studying for like 50,000 different classes, as I mentioned in my previous video, and stressing and crying and stuff a lot. Around the same time, I actually got a call from my previous boss. He called me going, our receptionist all of a sudden quit and went to Puerto Rico, and so we have all of these snowbirds coming in every single day, swamping the salon, and could you work for us again? Was I going to say no to a job that pays really well and was willing to work around my schedule? And so my schedule then was work, study, sometimes sleep, sometimes eat, maybe not, and then work and study. So you'd think after my exams ended, I would have oodles of free time to make videos, but I basically had two jobs during winter break. And one of them was just like volunteer and not paid. So every year there's this festival held down here for the local Bengali community, and the founders actually wanted me to be an anchor for it. And so that's what I did, which meant that what my days looked like where I would wake up in the morning, feed my brother, feed myself, go to work, come home, have roughly an hour to shower and eat, and then I would drive about an hour south of here, help the cultural coordinator teach the kids the dances, the choreography, and anything else associated with the chorus songs that they were doing. I would sometimes help them pronounce the hard Bengali words. I would yell at them when they got it wrong because I have the loudest voice. I would sometimes help the creators with Photoshop because I was the most proficient at it. I would sometimes help them out with other like technical stuff. And then I would sit down with my co-anchors and I would try to write my own script, and I would help them come up with ideas to present. And then I would come home, usually around like 10 to 11 o'clock, sit down at my computer, have either something to do for them, or I would sit and type out versions of my script. Any time afterward that I could muster up, I just didn't have the energy to make videos with, so I spent it like reading or watching documentaries on YouTube. Now that I'm here though, today's video is gonna be jam-packed with absolutely nothing of importance. Let me begin by telling you of all of the things that I've wanted to do over the years. I wanted to go backpacking through Europe, eat kimchi in Korea, travel through the Sundarbans, and also visit Assam. Photograph the kids who live in slums in Dhaka, volunteer with the Peace Corps, be a stay-at-home mom, be a photojournalist, get my PhD, be part of a group of scientists who study the brain, be a badass professor living in the United States, be a badass professor living in Bangladesh, generally be badass, and a whole bunch of other crap that I can't even think of right now. Now let me tell you why I can't do these things. I'm not Voldemort and so won't live forever. I want to be settled by the time I'm 26. I'm poor. I've taken upon myself the responsibility of making sure my parents can retire and making sure my brother can go through school and college without any problems. The conservative background that I come from does not allow a young girl to go traipsing across the world with no chaperone. Despite people raised in the West telling me, oh, why do you have to listen to them? You actually don't. You were raised in America. You're a 20-year-old woman. You're legal. You can do whatever you want. That's not how it works in the culture. I don't want to do that. I actually want to listen to my parents. These things have all just been running through my head, and I've been sitting here thinking about how I want a domestic life, and then I also want this life of adventure, and then I also want this life of like hardcore career woman. And to be honest, it kind of gets hard to imagine that all of these women exist within the same person. They do exist within the same body, my body. And I have to sit here and wonder which woman is going to, which of my aspirations will stay and which of them will go. Which lifestyle will I choose? Consequently, what kind of opposition am I willing to face for those lifestyles? Am I willing to go against my parents' wishes for them? Am I willing to give up a domestic life for them? Am I willing to give up my education and my career for them? Am I willing to give up my sense of adventure for them? What do I do? And also, when do I do it? Like, I'm 20 now. Should I be getting started now? Should I have gotten started several years ago? I don't know. Even though I've got all of these mixed emotions running through me, all of these weird jumble thoughts just hopping around in my head, the thing that's at the center of it is Taz. For the love of God, for everything that is holy, do not let your conflict within yourself keep you from actually doing something. I'm terrified that I'm going to be so preoccupied with trying to figure out what I want to do that I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just going to sort of sit around and play with this and play with that and sort of waste my life and waste my potential until I realize, wow, I don't actually have most of these choices anymore because I let them walk right past me while I thought about whether I should do them or not. As far as the long-term ones, I'm kind of hoping that some sort of magical, mystical gate will open up in the air and just dump upon me a revelation that lets me understand this is what I want to do with my life. This is what I'm meant to be doing. This is my destiny. And then all of my problems will be solved. But probably not. That's not what's gonna happen. No matter what happens, though, I think it's a fun thing to do. This thing that I'm doing, just sitting around and contemplating all of the futures that you could have, all of the things that you could become, and all of the, the things that you could do with your life. And then I consider the fact that I'm just one person. There's what, 7 billion more people? So there's 7 billion more me's. 7 billion more people with the same amount of potential, a lot of them being held down, a lot of them being kept from their potential, but that potential still exists. 7 billion people with at least 10 alternate lives. How many different lifestyles could there be? I mean, probably not that many, considering some of them would overlap. But still, like, think about it. It's crazy. What if for every, 10 different lifestyles that I imagined, there were actually 10 different universes where I was a badass professor and a photojournalist and eating kimchi in Korea? I don't know. Like, imagine that. That's basically it. I don't really have much point to this video. I just sort of wanted to talk about what was going on. I actually am really interested in hearing the things that you think about as far as your life is concerned, the possibilities that your life might have. So if you could you tell me? Other than that, there's nothing more I want to say, except I'm really sorry that this giant, pimple on my forehead is there, because it's been distracting even me. I've named him Benedict. Now I'm gonna go to bed because I'm tired. Bye!